Ambassador Collins, I am quite amused at what Mr. Blinken said, and he went on and said that, you know, there's going to be a false flag operation, and the Russians will create some kind of a story, you know, to justify an invasion. And basically that the Russians are going to concoct a huge lie to start a war. Does Mr. Blinken think that Russia is inspired by America? Because the only time that I know in the recent past when a false flag operation was actually carried out and a monumental lie spoken on the global stage, for which there has been no apology too late, has been when America and its allies invented and lied about weapons of mass destruction in Libya. That was the biggest false flag operation. You may be, I mean, Americans are obviously experts at false flags operations and lying in order to invade other countries, but are you in any position, ethically and morally, to preach to Russia today? Do you think the Americans are in any such position? Ambassador Collins, please.
Well, I would simply say the following. The President has made quite clear our understanding of the situation on the ground in the region, on the Russian side in Ukraine, and what we have done with our allies in NATO. And what he has said essentially is that we are going to oppose, with the measures at hand, short of sending forces of any kind from America into Ukraine, any military action by Russia against Ukraine. I think the discussion about
no, but this is warmongering.
Or what may happen, or
no,
whatever.
This is warmongering.
This is the fundamental point.
No, but the fundamental point is American warmongering about Russia planning an invasion soon. This is warmongering, and maybe America wants to keep the paranoia alive. But why is America so keen to keep the paranoia alive?
I'm sure your social media, your reporting, your news media are fully documenting who is moving forces where around and in Ukraine. So I don't think it's a question of
I truly, I mean, you know, if you were to ask me, since Ambassador Collins, you made a reference here to the media, I frankly have absolute distaste and absolutely no regard or respect for whatever is left of the American media, since you have been nothing but, you know, your media has been nothing but loyally embedded within your establishment, and has never really questioned even your own country's lies, while you've gone ahead carrying out false flag operations and invading every other country at whatever pretext. So I'm asking you tonight, you know, this is, why are you doing this, you know? Why are you keeping the paranoia alive? Charles Kupchan, you tell me, you know, what is this? You want to keep the US war hysteria alive? What is the reason for this? What is the reason?
Frankly, I don't know where you're coming from. Who is warmongering? Who has 150,000 troops on the border of Ukraine?
Okay.
It's not the United States, it's Russia. The United States had about 150 National Guard members in Ukraine to help train the Ukrainian army. It is Russia that is threatening to attack Ukraine. It is Putin who is saying, I think I might have to go in and invade this country so I can pull it back into my sphere of influence. So quite
where
frankly,
has he said that?
I think you're twisting the facts.
No, where is he? Where
no
is
resemblance to reality?
These words that you have ascribed to Mr. Putin, I'd be very, very interested to know where you're quoting it from. You're a professor. You should be ascribing your quote. We'd all be very interested to know where you're pulling out that Putin quote from. May I please have the reference?
You can find many quotes going back to 2007, Putin's speech at the Munich Security Conference.
Oh, so you're talking
in which he has opposed NATO enlargement.
So what
Russia
you're saying,
attempted to pull off
Professor
a coup in
Kapchin,
Montenegro to stop its accession to NATO.
Professor
he
Kapchin,
attempted to block
Professor
Macedonia's accession
Kapchin,
to NATO.
Professor
So
Kapchin,
there's a
you
long
are
track record here.
Professor
but the
Kapchin,
bottom line is who has troops on the border with Ukraine? It's not the United States, it's Russia.
No, okay. So I'm only placing on record. Now, I have no quarrel with you on issues. If there's any country that is neutral in this, it is India. A lot of people watching us in America also right now, talking to us about what they are seeing here. And I'm so glad that Americans are watching this, because I can tell you, Americans, you cannot believe a single news network emanating from your own country. It's all propaganda. It's all propaganda, you know. I just say one thing out here, that, you know, I asked you, Professor, you're a distinguished professor from the very respected Georgetown universities, you know, which is a great international relations department. My question is not that. My question is, I asked you, where did Putin say that? You said he intended something like this, if I go by his intentions in 2007, but you're talking of 15 years back. 15 years back, I'm talking of today. You're saying he's going to invade tomorrow. Listen. But when I ask you, when did he say it, you said
I'm not saying he's going to invade tomorrow. I'm saying that actions speak louder than words.
Okay.
It is Vladimir Putin who has massed troops on the border with Ukraine.
Okay, we get a response.
We don't need to have a discussion about, you know, what he said yesterday, what he said today. He said he's withdrawing troops. We see no evidence that he's withdrawing troops.
Okay, I'll get a response.
You know, I'm not.
Okay, I take that.